thought it was a good idea to do an update on the KTM. I'll show you guys. I've been working on the engine here. It looks freaking sweet, dude. I am really stoked with the way this is turning out. I've got the yellow zinc on the hardware. That's from Motoblast, and it just looks freaking awesome, dude. With the blue titanium and the bronze sprocket, and if we spin this around the opposite side, we've got the bronze water pump cover, the blue clutch cover. It just looks really, really cool. I'm getting ready to do the top end, and you can see the parts table is pretty much empty. All we have left is the cylinder head, the cam cap, cams, and this is to go on top of the cams. There's really not much left. As I was looking at the parts on the bench, I was like, man, this one cam chain slider, how am I gonna get this bolt in there? Like, is it in the cylinder or what? And I'm looking down here and I can see a threaded portion. I was like, I bet you I forgot. And I did. I have to put this back in there. So unfortunately, it means I've got to take the side cover off and put this back in. Not really that big of a deal. It's kind of one of those things that just happens. And it's like the things that you don't see in the video, because I'll put that in there and a lot of people won't even notice that I never forgot that in the video anyways. But you know, sometimes you just have to tear stuff down so that you can put it back together the right way. Over here we've got the frame is ready to rock and roll. All of this stuff is ready to rock and roll. I showed you guys that in other videos. And over here are mostly new parts that are going to be going on the bike. But once I finish that engine, it's going to be time for D-Day and actually put this thing together. Super stoked on it. Graphics look amazing. It's going to look really, really good. I also have some updates on the Mustang. It gets covered in pollen so quickly, dude. I just washed this thing. I don't know what happened, where there is like pollen all over this thing. I just washed this 2 days ago. That annoys me. But like seriously, what I don't know what that's from. Anyways, if you guys notice, I got some new shoes on here. So these are Magnum 500s. These are a classic wheel. They're actually from a 60 or a 71 Mustang, I believe. They actually have the Ford stamp on them. They weren't this pretty when I got them. I had to clean them off, sand out the black pockets, and I repainted those. They look really, really nice. They've got the nice Mustang center caps on there, and even the tires, this was yellowed, the white walls. I really like those white walls. So I put a solution on there. It whitened them up, looked really good. Threw them on there, fixed the alignment, and I went for a drive, and it was making all these weird noises, and it turns out I had some backspacing issues. So I ordered some spacers, and now everything is good to go. The car drives really nice. The alignment is, I don't want to say perfect, but it's a hell of a lot better than it was before, and it just drives a lot better. And it does drive a lot better, but the clutch is still really weird with this thing. I think I had said it in the first video on this car. I couldn't tell there's something is not right with the clutch, and I think I have figured it out. I went underneath, I looked at the adjustments and stuff. I don't really think it's that. And I actually got in touch with the guy that did the work on this, the previous owner. Well, not the previous owner. The guy that I bought it from was kind of like a middleman. He had it for less than a year. That guy, he didn't really know too much about it. But the guy before that, his name's Joe. I got in touch with him. I actually spoke with him on the phone, and this car's got an awesome story behind it. I'll probably get into that in a future Mustang video, but basically, the car's got a lot of character, and it's just, there's a good story behind it. That's all I'm going to say with that. But what was cool with getting in touch with that guy is that there's so many questions I have about this engine and the car in general that I would just have to figure out. So I've been connecting a lot of the dots. One of the things I figured out, the cam in it is an E303, which from what I understand doesn't have the best drivability, so that could have something to do with the driving, but I don't actually think that's so much what the issue is. I think what it is, he sent me, it has a brand new clutch, well, brand new, but about 1,500 miles on it. So he built the car, it had 0 miles as far as on the rebuild, and the bodywork and all that stuff. And then the guy that bought it from him, they put like 1,300 miles on it. So it had a new clutch basically with 1,300 miles on it when I got it. Drivability is just weird. He sent me the link to the clutch that's in there, and I think that's the answer. The entire clutch was $108 on Amazon. It's a no-name clutch, and I looked at the reviews on Amazon and on Reddit, and they're not so hot, man. One of the guys was saying that he installed the clutch and it lasted 8 miles. So just because it's the pressure plate was getting hot spots and stuff like that, which can cause the clutch to kind of have like a weird, like catchy feeling and stuff. And I think that's what's going on with this one. So yeah, it works, but it's just feels bizarre. So I went ahead and got a Ram clutch for this thing and a brand new Ram flywheel. So that should make this thing drive a lot smoother. And then I had told you guys that this thing has this weird surging issue. Like when you first start it up, it'll surge up and then it wants to die, and surge up and then it wants to die. And if you're not like poking at the gas pedal, keeping it alive for the first few minutes, it just won't run. I looked online with the E303 cam, which again, awesome that I was able to get that info. It's really common that that happens, and there is a plate that goes in between right here, and it's an idle adjustment plate. It comes right. It's a factory Ford part number, and it allows you to put a little bit more air into the intake system, and that's supposed to alleviate that startup issue, which has become a huge pain in the ass. I feel like I'm like revving it for a few minutes, and I know the neighbors hate me for that. Speaking of which, the car, it sounds great, but it is kind of loud and a little bit drony, so I'm going to switch out the mufflers right now. I looked at the part number on them. They're Flowmaster 40 series, and it does have that like classic muscle sound. It sounds pretty good, but I think I'm going to go with a Borla Pro XS. I looked at a bunch of clips online. It's supposed to be a lot of a deeper tone, a lot quieter at idle, but it still sounds real rowdy when you get on it, so that should be pretty sick. And one other thing I noticed now that I've filled this thing up twice, it hasn't been that long, but every time I took it all the way down to empty to the point where I actually thought it was running out of gas because it was doing that surging thing and it just wasn't coming to life. I was like, oh God, you gotta be kidding me. So I took it to the gas station, filled it up, and it only took 8.5 gallons, which is like nothing. I looked up the fuel tank capacity, and I think it's 14 or 16 gallons, but it's not 8.5. So either something is wrong with the tank, but it's probably not that. Probably when it says empty, it's not actually empty. It's at like half tank or a little bit less. So I'm gonna have to figure out what the deal is with that. Like, I don't know if it's like with the fuel sending unit or I don't know, but you know, this is just an old car and it's going to have a lot of little issues, and it's just going to be figuring them out one by one. That's kind of why I got this though. So that's what's going on with the Mustang KTM. The engine video for the KTM should be up in the next couple days, I would assume. So the problem is, you know, I'm filming, well, it's not really a problem, but I'm filming the engine tutorial video and the next episode video simultaneously. So these ones just kind of sometimes take a little bit of time. I don't know that I'm going to be able to finish the top end and do all the editing and have the video posted by this weekend. So I have a feeling it's going to be like early next week will be the next episode on the KTM. Then it'll be D-Day for the KTM, and then I'm heading out to Nebraska to hang with the guys from Power Sports Nation. I'm going to be out there for quite a while, and we're going to be building, I think, a Can-Am X3. So we're probably going to find one that's in pretty bad shape and do I don't know what kind of build we're going to do on that. So if you guys have any ideas or something you'd like to see on a Can-Am X3, let me know, because it's going to be cool, man. I'm really excited for that. So yeah, that's what's in the chamber for the rest of the year. The Can-Am X3 will probably take us out to the rest of the year, I imagine. I have a feeling that's going to be a big project. So that's what's been going on here at the shop. If you guys haven't seen the Mustang video, definitely check it out. It's on the main channel. It's Michael Sabo. I really have been enjoying having this car. It's been a goal of mine, a dream of mine, really, to have a classic car like my whole life. And to finally have one it's pretty cool, man. I'm not going to lie. It is not like any other car that you can buy. Even performance cars and stuff or flashy cars, like there's something about a classic, especially one like this. Like this is almost 60 years old. Like when you hop inside, this car's got more stories than I've probably got. So I don't know, it's just very, very cool. So yeah, man, that's what's been going on. I will see you guys in the next video. I love all you guys, and peace out. Enjoy your weekend.